Sign language users of Reddit. What is a common sign you see people do without being aware they are doing it? Every time you make a thumbs up, you're saying the number 10. Every time you do the OK sign, you're saying the number 9. Every time you cross your fingers, it's the letter R. Edit. Yes, I'm talking about ASL. Sorry for any confusion. How many times I've seen guys unknowingly sign lesbian in ASL when flirting with girls in real life and in the movies. This sign. Edit. To add to this, I, regrettably, taught the signs lesbian, gay, lit, white trash, and weird in ASL to some of my hearing friends because they ask me and they use it constantly to insult each other discreetly. Mind you, I taught them other more useful signs, but those 5 signs are the only ones they remember. And 95% of them are straight dudes. It's still funny though. Worked security in a Class A office building with a guy who had a deaf daughter. Every once in a while he would slip signs in as he was talking. Had a lady file a complaint against him for blowing her a kiss. He had slipped into signing and said thank you. Edit. Wow. Went for a walk and this took off. So, for context, this was a large office building owned by a national bank who occupied about 40% of the space. The lady was an employee of said bank. We were employees of a security company contracted by the building managers, and people generally look down upon those working in security, hence the complaint. As for what happened with it, the property people let my boss do an investigation without having a knee-jerk reaction. They were pretty cool that way. My co-worker explained what happened, and that was that. It also helped that there were 2 deaf workers in the lady's own department that knew that my guy could sign. My co-worker seemed amused by the whole situation. A colleague of mine once told me a story about how he was singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for a group of children when he noticed a lady at the back of the room stifling a laugh. She approached him afterwards to apologize and explained that his hand symbol for star was pretty much sign language for vagina, so couldn't help her reaction. He altered the delivery of the song for future audiences. The sign for the number 6. When you are trying to indicate 3 by holding 3 fingers up with the pointer, middle and ring finger, you are saying 6 in sign language. The number 3 is pointer, middle and thumb. I'm not a sign language user, but giving the middle finger in Korean sign language means mountain, link, because it comes from the shape of the Chinese character asterisk 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 that means mountain. The sign for goal link. Only tangentially related, but I have a deaf regular customer who will sign at me and or point, with the occasional note in a pinch, and some things are hilariously clear. She managed to communicate WTF, did someone smoke a bowl up in here? It reeks of weed, with perfect clarity, no note required. I just started learning sign language. I don't know anything particularly funny, but I thought they were interesting to find out. The little hand jiggle that people do to say so kinda means the same thing in sign. When you snap your fingers or pat your leg to call your dog, you're saying dog. Blowing a kiss is very similar to thank you. Also, a lot of people talk with their hands and end up sort of opening their hands palm up in front of them, kind of like saying wah. Literally means what in sign. Part of me wonders if we adopted those gestures from sign, or if sign adopted them from fidgety people. Anyone know the history of the development of sign who can answer that? I took sign language for 3 years at high school. Our principal would incorrectly sign the word thank you, and would instead do the sign for the word slut. My sign language teacher let her do it for 3 months before correcting her. Edit. This is the sign for thank you. Link. This was the sign my principal was doing thinking it was the word for thank you. Link. I briefly took a sign language class in college. On day 1, the teacher assigned all of us name signs related to the first letter of our first names. My first name starts with C, and she assigned me a name sign with a C shape signed on my left chest. Which I later learned is the actual sign in my area for citation. The chest position relates to the position of a police officer's badge, I guess. I was mostly amused. BSL user here. You should know that whenever you do a double-handed finger gun, you're dangerously close to saying anal sex. It would be really funny to get a video of someone who gestures a lot when they give speeches and do subtitles, as if you're interpreting their gestures with the nearest equivalent ASL signs. There was a fad a few years ago where people did peace signs on their foreheads in selfies. That means stupid in ASL. Also frequent to see people say vagina, lesbian or period. Occasionally hearing people mess up trying to sign thank you to me and accidentally say F you. I see lesbian signed out without being aware it's the first finger and thumb in the shape of an L placed on the chin. People do this when pondering something. Edit. Wow, quite the response. Some of your replies are funny too, like how in Filipino it's handsome, and for those the ask no deaf people don't even tend to notice unless someone does it excessively. Have fun watching for it now. The most common one I see people do inadvertently is there an error. I think because it's so common to just point on something and say it's over there. Vagina. It always makes me giggle a bit. Great, you made it to the end. Now smash that like button and subscribe for even more videos like this one.